podcast, and something special is going on today. What is it, Chris?
We have a guest from the great series Combat in the Grid on our podcast today. Please welcome to the Global Nerds podcast. You want to say your name, buddy?
It's DPCX 1489.
Jeez, what a tongue twister. How many times have I tried to say that all in once?
Writer, creator, Michael Patron. There you go.
There you go. We couldn't have done that better, man.
Anyways, we're going to start off with our first motivation, actually. What motivated you or inspired you to do a series like Combat in the Grid?
I mean, honestly, I would say when I first saw Bat and Son, and it had to do with White Ranger versus Scorpion, I was like, oh, this is gonna be freaking awesome. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, we all know who's gonna win. And in the end, it was White Ranger. I was like, what? But then next thing you know, you find out there's an alternate ending. I was like, there's a different ending. I was like, okay. So next thing you know, I watched the live with Jason David Frank and Chris Casamassa, which some people don't know, a lot of people maybe know, but that was basically his sensei. Funny thing is, I was watching a video not too long ago where they actually started talking, and if it wasn't for Chris Casamassa mentioning that he had a good student to audition for Power Rangers, we would have never had Tommy. So because of Chris Casamassa actually sending Jason David Frank over to audition for Power Rangers, I mean, one thing led to another. But I watched the live, and everybody was like, "Oh, there should be a rematch of White Ranger versus Scorpion." And I saw a comment that they was like, "Oh man, it would be awesome if Scorpion had the Power Rangers, like if he had the power of the Power Rangers." I was like, "What? That would be brutal." So I comment and I go on there. You know what? You heard it first. I'm gonna be the first one to do Scorpion Ranger. And everybody was like, "What?" They would love to see that. So the live went over, and about 25 minutes later, Chris he messaged me, and he was like, "Hey, I saw you on the live," because Chris started following me when I started doing Scorpion cosplays. Like I have his almost identical movie suit. So I did that. I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, I'd love to see what you plan on doing with that." I was like, "Oh, most definitely." So I wanted to kind of incorporate, since it's White Ranger versus Scorpion, it's a mashup. So as you see, the sides is basically White Ranger when he has the tiger stripes on the sides, and then the middle. Wait, let me show you the original. Sorry, the middle is based off a Scorpion mask from MK1, the movie, and then how Tommy has a tiger on the top. So basically, this whole Scorpion, and have the back of it. So another thing that it originally it was supposed to be just Scorpion Ranger, but then it just got to the funny thing. You see Bat and Son again. This is where it comes with Power Rangers and Street Fighter, and I was like, "Oh, really?" So I'm like, "Are you serious right now? They turned Ryu into a Ranger?" And this is before I even mentioned about Combat in the Grid or anything. And I was like, you know what? It's time. It's not just going to be Scorpion Ranger. It's going to be all the ninjas. I know I'm missing a couple ninjas, but I wanted to go old school. From 1, 2, and 3. And so I started drawing. I kind of had chicken scratch, and I hit up my friend Ken_cosplay, which he's Kenneth Mahia. He's actually the co-creator. He helped me with the designs. I told him exactly what I wanted. Am I saying too much, or am I going ahead for the?
No, you're fine.
No,
bro.
Go for it. Keep going.
So basically, I told him, I was like, okay, how Tommy's the Green Ranger, he's the OG. I want Reptile to represent the Green Ranger, but with scales and a mask with acid coming out of it. So then came Rain. Rain is basically the prince. So I kind of wanted to base it off Jungle Fairy, with gold. And a lot of people coming up to me saying, Rain is the favorite. His helmet is the favorite. Since Noob Saibot and Sub-Zero are basically brothers, I kind of wanted to base it off of Gokaiger, with like the pirates, the like pirate helmets. But pretty much it's Super Mega Force. And then Ermac was pretty much Ninja Storm. And Smoke is not based off of any past series. It's just basically just came up with. So definitely I want to shout out, my bro, co-creator, Ken Cosplay, Kenneth McKee. It's actually Reptile Ranger, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I could definitely see it in the suits, and the actors who played them played the characters to a T from what I saw.
They absolutely crush it.
And the funny thing is that the majority of everybody that's part of this, especially shout out to East Coast Power Rangers, like Green Ranger, Last Tommy, we're not actors. None of us are. We are cosplayers doing what we love and being passionate about being a Power Ranger, because when you was a kid you was like, damn, no, I'm the Red Ranger, no. I want to be Tommy, Jason, yeah, like I want to be a Power Ranger. Halloween comes and we always go, it's Morphin time. And the fact, I kid you not, every time I watch 1, 2, and 3, it's like, yo, I really did that. Like I created something that no one would ever think of or ever thought it was possible. People would tell me, there was like, Mortal Kombat and Power Rangers, how is that? That's a little iffy. And then it's just like, it took me, I would say, about 5 months to write a whole script. Like there's still a lot more to do. But it's like, what we fell in love with back in the, I'm an 89 baby. So we love Power Rangers, we love Mortal Kombat. It both came out at the same time. So you always wanted to, put your love and passion to bring two things together. I mean, it's a huge Power Ranger multiverse. You got Shattered Grid, you got watching, Unworthy Productions, and now you got Digital Beast, which I am a part of. I play Lion.
Nice.
Like you have so much. You have Wild Frontier. I mean, there's so many other people just coming up with different fan-made Power Rangers. Just amazing what the franchise has done for us. I mean, but another thing is what I'm really passionate about this project is the fact that we're all cosplayers, and anyone can be a ranger, no matter the shape, the size, ethnicity, gay, bi, straight, it does not matter. Once a ranger, always a ranger. Anybody could. And I actually leave that message in the beginning of one.
And I definitely think that's a big thing for a lot of projects. Is a lot of people think, well, you need actors to play these suits, you need all this, you need that. I've never really seen that. I mean, I'm a role player. All three of us have worked together in a different series that is no longer alive. And my passion has been, what can we take from this series and make it a role play? And we take that role play into cosplay, which a lot of us are passionate about. And like you said, once a ranger, always a ranger. Doesn't matter who you are. You're always welcome to do whatever you want to do. I think these projects have been a huge success because of the fandom.
I also want to add in, now that you mentioned Digital Beast, I've loved working with you on that. I'm the narrator at the beginning of the episodes, and I've loved seeing what you do as Lion. You just bring the passion, you bring a lot of power to the performance, and like it's always just such a joy whenever you start speaking in those episodes. It's great.
I'm like, what's going on here? All right, whatever.
And shout outs to JP for making digital
Yes.
because
Yeah.
My boy.
passion projects are a really good thing. Audiobooks are definitely also a good idea
Yeah.
for the fandom.
Definitely.
And who knows?
I mean, yeah, I definitely, you know, I already told him like I have it in the works. It's just taking time. I'm gonna surprise him. Like I'm not even gonna tell him. Like I'm not even gonna announce when I'm gonna post or anything. I'm just post it. He as Lion the Ranger. I'm just gonna be in the whole outfit and everything. I know it's gonna make him cry. I'm not even gonna.
There you go.
Hey.
we can edit that part out so that he doesn't see it coming if you like.
Yeah, he knows. He knows that. I already told him. I'm not gonna tell you when it's gonna happen. You're just gonna tag out of the blue, like out of the blue. You could be freaking eating some chips, and all of a sudden, DPCX tagged you. It's gonna be like at the front door. Okay.
So I think we kind of touched upon this a little bit ago about why Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Why Mortal Kombat? Well, I used to honestly always got my ass kicked when I was little, with on Sega Genesis and everything. My cousin always beat me and stuff, and he was always the cheating move, cheating move, uppercut. You're doing the leg kick from behind. You're doing the sweep leg. Like I'm like, I'm like, stop it. I'm like crying, and and I'm like, it's messed up because I don't know the moves. I don't know what to do. Until one time. That's all it takes. One time. I just went crazy with Scorpion, and I beat him.
Nice.
I'm like 9 years old. I'm like screaming. I'm like, yes, I beat you. Yes. He's like, yeah, one time.
That's great.
Well,
and you just had to capture that moment again, right?
Yeah, I had to, and the fact that I mean it's just you fell in love with old school fighting games and everything. I mean I love Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it, and Street Fighter in a sense Street Fighter. It wasn't just Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. There was also Samurai Showdown.
All right.
Remember that was for Sega Genesis. But I was a big Ryu and Ken fan, and it's funny when I was little. We always talked about what if we actually did Ryu versus Scorpion. We talked about that way back then, and now look, all of a sudden, Power Ranger, and now Scorpion's a Ranger. So who knows? Ryu Ranger, Scorpion Ranger. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I started on MK Deadly Alliance, and I always mained Sub-Zero. Just something about freezing your enemy and just bashing someone in the head with an ice sword.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, anything combat before it was Combat in the Grid, and East Coast Power Rangers. She actually, she came up with the name. We was like going crazy like with the name, like because we like, okay, you have Shattered Grid, you have Shattered Pass, Combat in the it was I forgot what she said. It was we kind of involved Morphicon, something like that. It was like I was like Morphicon in the combat, and it was like but another movie that kind of gave me the idea was Jet Li's The One.
Oh.
It gets another thing that gave me an inspiration to like write something, because how he was always going to different universe, killing every version of himself.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, this is what Draken's gonna do.
All right.
And ever since then, since Scorpion Ranger was born, I started getting followed by Carrie, the original Sonya Blade, John Turk, original Sub-Zero, then Master Pacino, and they was loving it, and I talked to him every now and then. He was like, I love what you're doing, especially the fact that I'm Latino. So it's not many Latinos that do stuff. And I quote what he said. He's the one that created Scorpion. He's the one that plays almost every ninja. That's when it comes to the Sega Genesis. He's the one that created Scorpion. At the same time, everything was back then. It wasn't no paperwork or anything. You know, everything was just he said, she. Everything was just word for word. There was barely any like computers like that back in the day and stuff. And now technology is just crazy. And now, it's owned by Ed Boon and John Tobias. It's like, I mean, it's crazy how. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Don't worry about it.
All good, all good.
My podcast, I've done this with Galaxy, man. It's just, it's just surreal. It's just surreal because, starting this in 2020 and then, not thinking that this would actually get as big as it is now. And there's still a lot of people that don't know about Combat in the Grid. It's like at the same time, I tell people, I said, don't expect us to be unworthy. Don't expect us to be shattered past. You got to start somewhere to get somewhere.
Yep.
And everything's not going to be perfect. But at the same time, everybody loves a story. Everybody loves where something is going. Everybody loves something different. Not everybody in this knows martial arts. Not everybody is fit. Not everybody can act. I could tell you how many times. Cut. Over. Like I could tell you, it's all, we're just having fun and being passionate about it. The only person I can say that is an actual actor, which is honestly the greatest of all time in my opinion, is H.B. Gibson. H.B. Gibson does audiobooks. He does, the man could freaking act. For him playing Zordon, for him playing Shang Tsung,
Ooh.
it's just unbelievable. And it's just an amazing story to tell. It's just, right now it's a delay. And which actually goes into your next question.
Oh yeah, filming highlights.
Yeah, do they involve any uppercuts? That's the question. Feel free to tell the whole story, by the way. You're great at this.
Yeah, it actually does. As filming wise, it's a little difficult because you only have one take, like one shot, one day. Not everybody could stay 2 days or 3 days. Not everyone's from New York. Some people live upstate, some people live in Baltimore, Philly. Now I'm in Jersey, so, but I'm still in New York. I still rep New York, all day, every day. Brooklyn.
Yep.
But I incorporate, like, I just make sure it's like I have a vision. Like I have a vision of all the episodes, how I want it. And when it comes to graphics and stuff, I mean, a lot of stuff costs money. And when it comes to people putting in, it's coming out of our pockets. I told everybody that came in, Shelly, True Evil Ryu, who actually plays Black Ranger Slayer, who he's actually Adam. I told T'Challa Cosplay, which is basically Lasheen. He plays Zach from another universe. And we was actually at Go-Go Ranger Station, and I was surprised how many people came, to our panel to see something different. I mean, I told people, I said, look, I want this Ranger in my film. Of course, we all fell in love with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but come on.
Mm-hmm. It's overused, I think.
We want to see other Rangers. We want to see popular. And my favorite Red Ranger is Mystic Force. I love Mystic Force.
Why that one?
And I wanted to have different Rangers from different seasons and stuff. But unfortunately, a lot of people out here in the East Coast, they have a lot of MMPR. So it's just, difficult. I had Brooklyn Boy Cosplay, shout out to him, Jungle Fury. And some of the people that's on here, it's their first time dressing up as a Power Ranger. I have Goku Super Saiyan. His name is Lewis. He plays Mystic Force Red. let me see. I have Sir Julius Cosplay who plays Ermac Ranger. You know, and it's like I see the funny thing is I see a lot of like I posted the MK Rangers, you know, all the time. Everything is like, yo, people like, and it's like I'm sure you've seen that TikTok. How come you're not famous yet? Because you ain't sharing my shit. Because you ain't sharing my shit. Like,
yeah, I won't share my stuff on TikTok. I don't like the app. It messed with me a lot.
like we don't ask for much. Like we just ask, you know, we just want more views, the more reactions, you know, because there's still, like I said, there's a lot of people that don't know about combat. The fact that I know it's in Brazil because a Brazil cosplayer messaged me and he's like, oh man, I Combat in the Grid is an inspiration. I actually made my own Sub-Zero Ranger, and I was like,
nice.
Wow. You know, it's I like that it's motivating other people, and you know, I have some people asking me permission and stuff. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't care. You cosplay as the Mortal Kombat Rangers, as long as you tag me and Combat in the Grid.
Simple, clean, straight to the point. I think.
You know where it started, and now it's going. You have Smoke 007, who goes for Eric Moran. He actually did what Toku created, the Dino Thunder Spawn, which Spawn is now in Mortal Kombat. So,
nice.
That was when we first. He actually showed it when we first went to Go Ranger Station. But yeah, like it's not. We're not asking, you know, for money or anything. We're just asking, you know, for likes, follows, and let everybody know. Let everybody know about Combat in the Grid.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I gotta mention about the song, man. Like the song, it got to a point that we was gonna do the first episode without a song. And I was like, oh my God, we don't have a song. So I was like, hold up, okay, let me get some inspiration. I listened to Linkin Park. I listened to Avenged Sevenfold. I listened to My Chemical Romance until one song from Avenged Sevenfold hit. And I was like, this is it. I started writing. I was like, this is it. The guy that wrote that actually produced the song was Ty McGrath. Ty McGrath, he does anime metal covers.
Nice.
He does Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Naruto, Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, brand new animes that's literally like just that's popping right now, that's trending right now. Like he just does all the songs in metal, and the Kamitsu Yaba, like oh my God, like the man is just amazing with it. And I was introduced from him by Ryu, who's a big time metal fan. He was like, yo, we got to see if we could get this guy. And I heard his stuff, and I was like, yo, like, in a sense, I kind of heard Chester's voice. Rest in peace from Linkin Park. I kind of heard Chester's voice in my head when he sings. And I'm like, oh, my God, I got to get him. Yeah. It's like 5 months for him to actually agree to it because he's never done anything like this. He's used to anime. And it's like, this is not anime. And I was like, look, I got something special, you know. Whatever you want me to pay you, I'm going to pay you. Like, I want you to kill this. And when I wrote Combat War, oh my God, when you hear it, it's like I told him, I said, look, I want the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Qatar from the beginning. And then some of the Mortal Kombat movie from when it starts, your might. And then when you heard it in metal, it was just, you got to really listen to the beginning when you hear so you hear Power Rangers. And then together, like it was just, oh my God, man. Like,
hey, and one thing that has really gotten me is if you don't have a catchy song, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
go ahead, Chris.
You always start with that. I mean, like, have you heard Western Strike's opening theme yet?
Yes.
So good.
Yes, it is.
I haven't yet, unfortunately, but
not a single episode out yet, but like I'm in close cahoots with Alex, the guy who's making it. It's going to be dope. It's going to be so good. But like, I mean, you see the views on the song. People are hyped about it, and like they're going to be ready when it comes out. That's how you get people ready, is with that song.
Yes, that's the thing. Like a lot of people, they went to the guy that's done Western Strike, and the guy has an amazing voice, and he messaged me.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I see, the only thing is that before Ty, he came to me, and he wanted to write the song, and I said that was a big flag to me. I was like, because me, I sing, but I can't go like metal and everything. But I was like, if I could write it, I could have somebody else sing it. And what better way when I heard Ty, I was like, he's perfect.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I gotta ask. You put a lot of passion into not just Combat in the Grid, but all of your projects in general. It seems like, but of course, as we all know, with passion comes hurdles too. What's the hardest part of making a series like this?
I mean, the hardest part about making it is just you doing, everything yourself, making sure everything is right. And it can be overwhelming. It could be stressful, like, oh, Mike, I need this. Mike, I gotta do this. Oh, what's next? I need all the cast members' names. I need all their IGs. It's like, it's overwhelming, So then it's like, okay, like, am I going ahead of myself? Should I stop? Like it got to a point that should I just have this as a cosplay group, to cosplay as the MK Rangers, or the whole series thing is like, because honestly, I want to act. I definitely want to get into acting.
Same.
And I eventually I really want to get my martial arts skills back up. I used to do martial arts, but that was when I was like 15, and then jiu-jitsu, I did Muay Thai, I did a little bit of boxing, but then it just, some of it comes back and some of it don't, so now I pretty much, I got a little one on the way, so it's like right now it's a little delay, but I got a future cosplayer coming. I'm having a baby girl, so she's gonna be
Congratulations.
Thank you. She's gonna be little Scorpina.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, but it at the same time, it's just, take a breather, one step at a time. And another, I want to give a big shout out to Brian Edits, man. Brian Edits, for him to actually produce this and like do all the effects and everything. I mean, the man does effects, but he takes pictures of a lot of cosplayers. He's a photographer. And then for him to do this, for actually do this, because I met him at Comic-Con. It's crazy how many people you meet at Comic-Con and then you have relationships with them. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to KITG, I mean, I could tell you this: we fight. Arguing. That's it's like brothers and sisters. Like it's a Combat in the Grid fam. Some people leave, some people come back, and get messages that, oh, if you need a ranger, I would love to be part of Combat in the Grid and stuff. And it's a little overwhelming, but it's like, I'm kind of full right now, but it's
got to find that right actor for that right part.
Exactly.
It's not, and honestly, it's not even about that. It's not finding the right actor. It's just like I said, nobody's acting. It's just, I want to make sure that everybody remembers what they say. Because when it came to remembering, oh my God, East Coast Power Rangers, let me tell you.
Oh boy.
All right, you guys are strong, but they're from August. Shit. Cut. It was all the time. It's like, I know for a fact she was nervous, but it was a lot of us that people take pictures of us. Ooh, can I get a photo? And everything. And we filmed during the pandemic. That's the thing. And that's, I was surprised that we was able to do it. But when I say we filmed during the pandemic, that's when they announced the vaccines and everybody started getting it. That's when all the tourists started coming into the city and just everybody not wearing their masks. Mind you, we still wore our masks. I feel 1 and 2 definitely could have been longer, but it was like we had to rush it. And like I said, not everything is perfect, but as you see each episode, you see it getting better and better.
And that's one thing that I like seeing about a lot of series.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Chris from A New Legacy. He's a great example of this. Seeing episode 1, it seemed pretty bad at first, but the more I got into watching it and rewatching it, it made sense. And I'm sure episode 2, whenever he gets it out, is going to be even better than the first.
Yeah.
So I guess one of my big questions is, because it is Mortal Kombat and Power Rangers, you had said on, I believe, Instagram a while back that you got it copyrighted or something. So that was definitely an interesting thing to see that I haven't seen with many things.
The copyright, I got the copyright of the logo and the design.
Ah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So I see the logo right here. I didn't want to get in trouble, because okay, this guy's using our logo, this and that. Let's get him. Let's see what he's doing. Because I guarantee you, Ed Boon hasn't seen. Ed Boon has not messaged me. I have emailed. I've called NetherRealm Studios, Warner Brothers, everything. I let them know. I never got nothing back. Boon Studios. I met one of the guys. I forgot his name. He's one of the illustrators, one of the artists for Boom Comics and everything.
Kyle Higgins or something?
Not Kyle. It was another guy. I forgot. Kyle is the creator of Draken.
Oh, okay.
So which is another thing. We have our own Draken.
Nice.
That the one that's our own Draken is basically in episode 3. I basically shout out to Gio, GOV, the one and only Gio. He's our choreographer and he plays Draken. Now the one that's doing the voiceover for Draken while he's talking in the helmet, yours truly. That's my voice you hear actually speaking until he takes off the helmet. But when it comes to like talking with the helmet, you can't really hear what you're saying. That's why a lot of voiceovers. So we had to go our own route. I was like, I want to do our own Draken. And I said, Gio, because since you're a fan of Devil May Cry, we wanted to mix it up with a fusion of it's a fusion of Virgil and Draken together. And that's why you see the coat and the sword and everything, the saber on it.
And that definitely makes sense for that version of it, because he did get the ninja powers, but we never really got to see it in the comics. I don't believe. I'd have to go back through my stack of them.
With this, when I met the guy, I actually did my Scorpion Sith Ranger.
Nice.
And the lightsaber. And I met him and he's like, "Oh, what is this?" And I was like, "Oh, this is my series, Combat in the Grid." He's like, Scorpion. It's Scorpion Power Rangers. Oh, that.
Okay, Scott, quit cutting out, please.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I was cutting out there a few times.
Okay. But yeah, it when it comes to copywriting, it takes a while because they go through everything. They go to see, about the logos and everything. And another thing, shout out to my bro, Danny Lockjaw, goes by Warrior Breed Productions, who actually helped do our merchandise. He actually introduced me to a guy to make the plush of my Scorpion Ranger. He basically was like, "Yo, if you're gonna copyright this, you need to change the logo." And I went to IMJ. Shout out to IMJ. IMJ designed the logo. It made sense because originally in the first episode, you see what the mysterious shadow, which is later Shang Tsung, actually does to Lord Zed's staff. It was supposed to have the Mortal Kombat dragon on top of it, and then it just shows the Z. That's what it basically explains the logo. So in a sense, it's like Zed's new Rangers. Like remember when Zed had the putties and he turned them into Rangers?
Yeah.
So it's basically, something like that.
Nice.
So I did that. I waited, and all of a sudden I got a letter, and I was like, oh my god. And I'm like nervous. Are they gonna approve it? And then it just said, this is a certificate of authorization that it has been approved, MK Rangers, and it showed all their names, and I was like, yo, that was
breath of fresh air.
bro,
Right?
and that right there just brought tears to my eyes, because
Dude.
when it came, to me, oh man.
No, take your time, brother. It's okay.
That was a big moment. I mean,
That's amazing.
Even a lot of us were probably going, wow, wait. I've never seen anyone get their logo copyrighted
awesome.
and all said and done like that. I mean, most series that I've seen have their own logo, but it is always based off of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
every time.
other things that's why another thing what the rainbow on the back, it actually it symbolizes what everybody it's not just what is everybody's background is. It represents gay, lesbian, straight. It's the whole color, the rainbow and everything. It's basically you were all united. It doesn't it does not matter what race. We are, at the end of the day, we're all human. We're the same. And when it came to me, I almost died writing this, man. Like, it's toxic, a very toxic relationship, and I got to a point that my escape was basically hiding in the closet, just locking, writing, like my own. And people was like, "Oh, shit, city, like never gonna take off," and it's still surreal. Like I still can't believe I've done this, and just getting praise. Like I said, there's a lot of toxic the cosplay community. They want to say, "Oh, I don't remember Scorpion being Spanish. I thought he was Japanese. I thought it was Chinese." I was like, you know what? Like I said, it does not matter. Like I said, it's still surreal. I got merchandise. I have my own figure. And it's just people, and a lot of people there. They want MK Ranger figures, and it's like, I'm sorry, I can't do a website because you still have Power Rangers licensing, and you have NetherRealm or Warner Brothers, whoever owns it. But it's just what I basically want is just, I just wanted to just go down in history that maybe Combat in the Grid keeps going and going, and then a famous company and famous actors could actually make their own movie. Like, I tell you one thing, if I want somebody to play Scorpion Ranger, I want Chris Casamassa to play Scorpion Ranger. Even if Batman's Son actually a rematch and JDF and Chris Casamassa, collab, that would be just
mind blown.
Yeah.
And you did make a good point there. I mean, with most series, I think it's best to work with the companies because a lot of them are going Mighty Morphin, a retelling of Mighty Morphin, and it does get old, but it's still Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with, and I've said this on the podcast before, with Dragon Legacy. Yeah, you still have veteran Rangers in it, but they don't have that much screen time. It's literally supposed to be new Rangers in those suits, or an evolved version of those suits, a legacy to pass on.
That's what I like about the new the fan shows, is because, like, I mean, Power Rangers hasn't gotten bad. At least, I mean, from my limited perspective, I haven't watched much of it recently, like, at all. But, like, I mean, I feel like the fan shows give it teeth, at least for people who have been missing what it used to have or what they're not bringing back. Like, I mean, it takes the risks that Hasbro isn't taking. It goes for passion that Hasbro isn't really going for anymore, and that's why I love it. And we both cannot wait to see where Kombat in the Grid goes, where you guys bring it. Speaking of which, where do you see Kombat in the Grid going?
When it comes to scheduling and delays and everything, depending how far it goes, I mean, it might continue live action, it might be an audiobook. Who knows? Because to seeing what JP's been doing, you know, it seemed very easier, and it gives people an image of what's going on. I mean, my girlfriend, she listens to a lot of audiobooks, you know, and I actually sat there one time. I was watching something and I paused it, and I heard, you know, talking about, you know, fantasy, like, you know, drama and stuff, and I'm like, you close your eyes and you're like, yo, I can actually picture something going on. And, like, you know, everybody's, you know, messaging me and stuff. They're like, oh my God, I can't wait for episode 4. Like, this is gonna be, you know, obviously episode 3 is the longest one that we've actually done because it's less of us. But believe it or not, episode 3, there was a lot of changes when it came to doing episode 3, and that was actually involving Lasheen, which is basically T'Challa cosplay, who's an amazing cosplayer, man. He actually he did Green Ranger, and I saw it. I was like, yo, I said, you're Brolic, bro. He was like, he's like, no, I'm not. I was like, yo, and the amount of comments you saw on his Green Ranger, he had a small shield. They were calling him Fat Ranger, Diabetes Ranger. It was just, I was like, yo, I said this, watch Kombat in the Grid. And he was like, oh, I love this, whatever. And then next thing you know, the next day, he did Black Ranger. I said, I got a freaking idea. I was like, how would you like to be part of Kombat in the Grid? But here's the thing, you die. He was like, what? He was like, listen, hear me out. So I told him, and he's like, oh shit, okay. You know, ever since then, you know, that man is like an angel, like a freaking guardian angel, like freaking bodyguard right there, man. Because he said if it wasn't for me, he would have stopped cosplaying. You know, because ever since people, you know, saying toxic stuff about his Green Ranger, he's like, the next day he was like, you know, I'm gonna stop cosplaying, you know, because obviously there's so many rude people and just mean activity and stuff. I'm not gonna cosplay anymore. And then that's when I told him about Kombat in the Grid. And then now he's doing all these cosplays. He did Black Ranger. He's the first to do Black Panther Ranger.
Ooh.
Shout out to that.
Damn.
Yes, he did the Black Panther Ranger, which the design was actually by Art of Tran, the helmet. So yeah, he's like the first ever, and now he's doing his Homelander, and he got me and him got a little battle photo shoot going on soon, so expect that one.
Nice.
But yeah, like I figured, like, because I said there's so much story to tell, and people are asking about characters and stuff, and I was like, it's obvious. You can't have Mortal Kombat without certain characters.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for Sonya Blade to show up, and Johnny, my boy, I love him, and we don't care about Liu Kang. He can go fight those guys, but even I'm forgetting my characters now. It's been so long. Jax. I was waiting for Jax. Even, and
I could tell you that there's so many. There, you saw for MK Rangers. There's, you know, it's actually gonna be something. So it's like, I'll give you a hint. How am I gonna do this? How do I do it?
So hard for the riddles.
Unexpected. It's like, how the hell? What in the? It's unexpected. Like I said, it's so much. It's so much story. Like it's almost like, you know, when DC meets MK. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
DC meet that. Like it's look at Tekken and Street Fighter. They did that, which was horrible. Storyline was good.
Yeah.
Storyline was all right, but then it started falling off. And you know, like we still I'm sure everybody's waiting for Marvel versus DC. We're waiting for a game like that, and you know, right now they're neck and neck. They're going at it with each other.
Oh heck, bring Soul Calibur back for.
Yes.
Yep.
Because I mean, yeah, we have 6, but
Do we have 6 though?
No, I think it went downhill after 4. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
but it's like another thing. The person that's very, you know, besides me, that's really, really very passionate is East Coast Power Rangers. She is an amazing, like, you know, she's the Lady Green Ranger. Like, that's her. She's the only Tommy. And I told her, you know, I said, you know, I want you, you know, I want a female to be Tommy. You know, because everybody else has Tommy. So it's like, yo, you're the only female. Of course, Unworthy has theirs. You know, but I want, you know, I want my, you know, chill. You know, I want my.
and we're going with ideas like that. Adding in like Draken and stuff. It's actually really. I've noticed in some series, it is actually hard to create your own little plot line for this. Like,
yes, it actually was. Because Draken is technically from the future. So I believe is it? I haven't read the whole comics, but is Draken from the future?
Yeah.
Somewhat. It's kind of
evil Tommy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if Tommy rejected Jason's offer, even though the Sword of Darkness was broken?
Yeah.
In the still timeline of Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Basically
downhill.
Basically, Tommy, if he decided, you know what, I kind of want to be a dick about this.
Pretty much.
Another thing about with East Coast Power Rangers, you know, she came up with her own Green Ranger, and that was very, you know, like for her to be part of Kombat and the Grid, and her Green Ranger is based in Kombat and the Grid, but how she gets the power, she goes on a spiritual journey. So I'm kind of involving what happened in Dino Thunder, what Tommy did to get the, you know, to get the power, but it's just gonna be like different for her to actually get the power. So it's like, you know, in a sense, it's like she's an MK Ranger, but she's not. If you get where I'm going.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I mean,
so,
a lot of that should be incorporated.
Just, you know, just amazing how she's done it, and as amazing as she's going with another person, Evil Ryu. You know, he's the first to actually come up with the Evil Ryu Ranger. I'm sure you guys seen his cosplays and stuff. He's known to do just Ryu. He loves Ryu, and of course there's original Ryu Ranger, and you know, for him to actually do the first time to do an Evil Ryu Ranger is really inspirational. And he's the man when it comes to fighting games. If you need any advice when it comes to fighting games or want to know something, you go to him.
I got a buddy back home that if he finds a fighting game, he'll master every character just for fun.
Yes. I got to shout out Latin cosplayer, which is Louis Sullivan. You know, he got me into cosplaying, man. If it wasn't for him, Scorpion Ranger wouldn't happen. None of my cosplays wouldn't happen if it wasn't for him. And that first cosplay that I saw him do was Red Ranger. And when it comes to him, he plays multiple characters in this series. He plays Jason, he plays Noob Sci-Fi, and he plays Noob Ranger. And he plays another character. Pet Padre is basically Lord Zed in the suit. Now, when it goes back to filming, the first episode, we in Central Park. Lord Zed's part, that was filmed at his home. So we made it look like he was there, but he wasn't. The one voice of Lord Zed was Brian Edits.
Alrighty, well, we're getting close to our time here. Any final thoughts?
Dude, you tell one hell of a story. There's a lot more I want to know. I'm just like having a hard time like just putting it into one question. Do you have any final thoughts? Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us before we wrap this up at all? We'd love to hear it.
The next episode, the actually meets, and they meet Raiden.
Ooh.
They meet Raiden and Ranger. The Rangers, they actually, we actually have MK putties.
Oh boy, here come the putties.
But you'll see how that comes into them if we'll be able to film next year. But like I said, the future, like I just want everybody to embrace Combat in the Grid. You know, it's gonna be a wild ride, and just love the story. Don't worry about the effects and everything. You know, just enjoy the story, and to also send a message. You know, keep cosplaying, and anyone can be a Ranger, man. Like, and you have a vision, you have a dream, set your mind to it, do it. Don't just sit there on the couch, you know, eat a potato chips or whatever. Like, you know, if you have it, do it. It's gonna take time. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. But if you keep putting, you know, effort into it, it's gonna pull off. Like I know right now it's hard for me the way it is right now, but I feel in my heart, as passionate as I am about Combat in the Grid, going to lift off. Like somebody's gonna see it, and it's just going to just wow people's mind. I'm gonna be surprised if hey, I saw the series. This is interesting. Let's talk. Like that would be like it's real, and actually to also motivate. Like
you're cutting out.
Wolf Legacy. Brooklyn boy, he told me I motivated him to create his own series, Wolf Legacy. You know, and I'm just curious, you know, to see, you know, where it goes and everything.
Well, I could definitely say from a personal perspective, it was Combat in the Grid's song and one other song that I recently came in on with Bring Me the Horizon and Baby Metal of all things. They got me thinking about lyrics for another series that Chris and I are in, because we're gonna need a opening theme somewhere. Say that again.
Did you guys hear the full song?
Oh yeah, I have it saved to a playlist, and it'll come on and get me ready for whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, just gotta be patient. Which I'm trying to get it on Spotify and everything. Gotta be patient with me and stuff. But
Take your time, bro.
If you got any more questions, you know, we could actually, you know, do a live or just do a private chat.
Oh, definitely. I guess one more. Because Chris and I, we've been in our own suits for a different project. Being in your Scorpion Ranger suit when you go to cons or filming, do you have appreciation for the actors and the stunt doubles that wear those suits?
Honestly, I haven't. As far as Chris Casamassa and Master Pacina, I get appreciation from them. The stunt doubles, I have not. But obviously JDF knows, and he was shocked to actually see it. So it's like, the fact is that there's only one Scorpion Ranger, and the fact that when it comes to rapping, Biggie Smalls, the greatest rapper of all time from Brooklyn, Scorpion Ranger from Brooklyn, from Brooklyn, New York, the only one that actually done this. And New York is basically the concrete jungle where dreams are made of. That's what they say, New York state of mind. So, man, like, you guys having to ask me, what's it feel like of morphing into a Power Ranger, man? Like,
oh yeah. the biggest question of all.
Listen, man, when I saw what I did, like, listen, I was nervous of, okay, how I'm gonna do the morph. Am I gonna do it like, okay, so I like, say you see me going like this and everything, and then I was like, okay, it's more of a time. And then the way that it just popped up, the way Brian did it, I was like, oh my God, I was like, let me rewind that. Oh my God. But I would say the best morph out of all of us was Reptile. I gotta give it, like, Reptile. Reptile was the best morph. I like, pretty much said sorry to my other MK Rangers, my babies, but the fact that Ken just killed it, and he's not even a Power Ranger fan like that. That's the thing. He's not even a Power Ranger fan like that. He's not even a Mortal Kombat. He's more of a Spider-Man cosplayer. Does a lot of Spider-Man and Red Hood and stuff, and the way he did it was just, man, amazing. I also want to give a shout out to Leo Kasparovs, who came in last minute to actually finish the helmets and stuff. Sir Julius cosplay did the record. Within a week before filming, he finished everybody's shields.
Yeah.
Damn.
So definitely shout out to him, man. Like, I'm sure you guys see he's basically cosplaying as the ninjas now. He just did Sub-Zero, so I don't know who's next. But originally he actually did his new Cybot. And I told him, I just messaged him. I was like, yo, I want to do Ermac. Like, okay, cool. And then he just started doing Ermac the Ninja, and now Sub-Zero. So I think he's gonna do Scorpion next, but wait, definitely shout out to him. Shout out to my whole cast. Shout out to everybody that's been there from the beginning. Like, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. And like I said, it's gonna be a wild ride. So expect it. And it has begun. The Chosen Warriors are coming soon.
Oh boy. And with that, we shall end this episode of the Global Nerds interview podcast, I should say. Thank you all for joining, whether it's night, day, mid-afternoon. Go check out Kombat in the Grid. Go check out our other episodes for Global Nerds. Chris?
I cannot thank you guys enough for your views, staying with us from the beginning, especially if you're one of the OG Global Nerds viewers. And big shout out to every show that was mentioned here. Go check out Kombat in the Grid. Go check out Western Strike, Unworthy, Wolf Legacy, all that jazz. We love you guys, and we love having you here. And we hope you had a great time like we did. And of course, DCPX, thank you so much for joining us today, man. We love hearing your stories.
My name is a tongue twister.
DPCX. I was so close. I was so close.
We'll just call him Scorpion and call it a day. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day.
Have a great day, man. Take care.
Yes, sir.